Skip it.
Oh, that's funny you said that because I actually did judge this one by its trailer as well.
Damn.
Alyssa's like, it's because it's Mexican. No, what the fuck?
Just like Captain Marvel, bro. Shit.
Damn. Shit.
It's too girl power.
Oh my, yeah, a girl ghost.
That's not scary.
Too mainstream.
I could kick her across the stream, She's not gonna drown me.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm excited for that now.
And then we'll finally get into the whole point of this.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
Alright guys, we're talking about BUBBA HO-TEP, which nobody had seen in this room except for me. Somehow, it's rated R. It's from 2002. It's considered a drama/fantasy. It runs at 1 hour and 32 minutes, and it's got a 78 on Rotten.
Really? This has a 78 on Rotten?
I told you the cult of the cult of Bruce Campbell.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Bruce Campbell, but I'm surprised by that 70.
Damn.
78.
78. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
Do we got some haters? You hater? You a hater?
Well, we'll get into that.
Alright, so the synopsis for this, or what I wrote, according to James.
Yeah.
What if Elvis didn't actually die on that infamous pooper? This movie explores that idea after Elvis switches spots with an imposter. He then gets in a freak accident that leaves him in a coma for some time. He wakes up in a nursing home in Texas only to find the property is being haunted by an ancient Egyptian mummy. Starring Bruce Campbell, O.C. Davis, Ella Joyce, Bobby Ivy, Larry Pinnell, and Daniel Roebuck. Written and directed by Don Coscarelli, who did all the Phantasm films, for anybody who's into that.
I've never seen those, but yes, I've heard of them.
Of course you have to, right?
Yeah.
At least a little bit. Alright, thoughts on the film? Who wants to go first?
Emma.
No! No, I don't want to go first.
No.
No.
Diego.
I thought it was cheesy, man. Thought it was pretty cheesy, but for what it was, I thought it made sense, bro. And the whole Elvis guy gimmick was like, it was on point. It seemed like it would be one of his movies, bro. Like, so.
I thought it was cheesy too. It was really cheesy, yeah. But what? Like, why does it work? A fucking 78 on Rotten? Like, yeah. It, like, somehow Bruce Campbell makes it work.
Why are boobs good? Why everything?
Maybe they just are. It just is.
Because they are. I'm surprised too. Don't worry about it. I'm super surprised.
For me, this is definitely in his, I guess you would say, wheelhouse of movies, I guess, because it's kind of weird, wacky cheesiness. I'll go with cheesy also. It was definitely, it reminded me a lot of Evil Dead. Kind of just like the weirdness of it.
Slapsticky fucking
wacky. I feel like that's what it was.
Like wacky.
Like a wacky film.
Yeah.
Campy.
Yeah, very campy.
That's why I think it's funny that you guys seem like you were a little let down when it's like, this guy's known for doing B-movie work. Like, that's where he shines.
I think that was the mistake that I was like, oh.
You thought it was going to be serious.
Something different, you know? Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan of, like, let me watch every single Bruce Campbell movie. I'm not that kind of fan.
Damn.
Ooh.
Disappointed.
She's not a part of the cult.
Jim Carrey.
Even though I did meet him, actually.
That's like saying Jim Carrey is never doing any comedy in any movie. He does comedy in every fucking movie he comes out in. Like, that's how I feel about this movie. Like, it's just like he just made it work. It's like you can tell it's one of his like movies.
Well, that's the thing is, like, that's 78. This movie is a cult classic because of Bruce Campbell. Because of him, because he was Elvis. Had that been anybody else, this would be in
People
the
would be getting shit on.
This it wouldn't even be relevant. It'd be at the bottom of a bargain bin somewhere, forgotten by time.
For like $1.
You know,
I think the fact that it was like old Elvis, you know, like how old was he in the film? Like 70 something.
70s, yeah.
I think that fact that Elvis was supposed to be that old, like, it helped Bruce to, like, he didn't have to do much, you know, like,
put on some
as long as the makeup was good, and he does great voices and impersonating, so I feel like that was, like, so spot on. That was really great.
I like his little inner monologues that he had. There's a soul around the tip of my penis, or my pecker.
and he's like, what if Priscilla knew that I was alive? Would we be okay? Would we still fuck?
Yeah.
It's just like, what? Oh man, so ridiculous.
I think those little moments, not those are throughout the entire movie. Those really do help keep you kind of entertained.
Yeah.
Those one-liners, bro. Those one-liners he has.
When they ask him about, so he fucks up that big bug, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they don't believe him. They think he's crazy. And the dude's like, oh, so how big are these bugs? Like, what kind of bugs? And he's like, it was like the size of my fist, man. Like the size of a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
No, okay, that's like my favorite part of the film when he says it's like the size of a peanut butter banana sandwich. I'm like, what makes you think to compare it to a peanut butter banana sandwich? That was just really hilarious.
Yeah, he was, improv.
I was going to ask you who wrote this, or was a lot of his stuff like kind of improvised?
Well, that's Bruce,
Yeah.
what I mean? I could only imagine. I'm pretty sure a lot of, but this is based on a novella called
Really?
It's a literature called BUBBA HO-TEP, and they left some stuff out, but it pretty much follows what the story is. Like, was written before, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they just adapted this screenplay to film. Pretty weird that somebody came up with this.
I really
story.
like his buddy's explanation of how he sucks the souls out of people. He's an ass sucker.
He's like, I have the book. He's like, how do you know this?
Yeah.
I have the book.
Yeah. It's like the drawings of it, like the ghost pulling someone's pants down.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. And he thought he was who did he think he was? The
JFK.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's like, they dyed my skin.
He's like, isn't that the perfect way to hide the truth? They dyed me.
Oh man.
No offense, but JFK was a white man. Lots of good stuff in here.
Yeah.
Diego, any thoughts?
It was just, I mean, because I'm not a huge fan, like some of you are, and so it was kind of a struggle for me. It was kind of a struggle for me, but I kind of expect it. It's funny because I don't like him in most other films, but in this one he did it for me, and then he also does it for me as Ash in Evil Dead. So that iconic thing, it just it does it for me. But would I be watching this movie ever again? That's a definite no. That's not
I
something.
agree. Yeah, I would not really be
But-
like, oh, let me go watch this. Again.
But in that defense, I will give it a 7
Okay.
out of 10. That's my honest opinion. Damn.
Oh, she's like, oh, you're generous.
Hold up.
I'll give it like a 5.5. Yeah. Most of the 5 is like that peanut butter and banana sandwich line.
He's like, what do I care, man? I have a
growth
on my pecker.
Oh, my pecker.
He ends it with that. What do I care, man? I have a growth on my pecker. But the way he delivers some of those lines,
the lines are just you can tell, that's
so
him. It's perfect. One of the things that threw me off was the design of the mummy. He's just a cowboy, Egyptian cowboy,
and they never really go into.
Yeah, I was like, why is he wearing a hat and boots? And this is confusing.
I thought he was wearing that because that's what he like grabbed from whoever he killed, or something like that.
That makes sense.
That's what I thought.
But then you got to think, why
like
would he? But why would he need?
Guns.
Why would he need clothes though if he's just a dead person walking around?
Well, what if he was sucking the souls? So he can like become human again?
Imhotep? Like in the mummy?
Imhotep.
I don't know.
Sucking ass somewhere.
I don't know.
Oh man, I really do like. I like the character, the Lone Ranger guy.
Was King Wasabi?
Yeah, Kimosabe. Hey there, Kimosabe. God.
We used to play cards. Now he doesn't even know who I am.
He's in the corner shooting his cap guns.
Now let me dig a little deeper into this movie. Something that you guys probably didn't really catch, but this whole film is kind of a metaphor for when you inevitably get old, people stop taking you seriously.
It's true.
Yeah. Or you think that you're not useful.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the thing when he's like, they got into this whole conversation. Him and JFK got in the conversation of where's a place where people who don't have a lot of soul left. He's like, yeah, people they just dump us here because they don't want to take care of us because we're not important anymore.
So it's almost like he shows up there because they're easy targets. Like they're like, oh, these people are kind of, like more susceptible to my ass sucking, I guess, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
But I loved that there is a moral compass hidden underneath this, silly shtick going on.
Yeah, and I think it's a hot topic because usually when when you get older, you get dropped off at a home, which is it's kind of, to me, it's the saddest part of growing old, and then those people don't come into consideration of like, fuck, I'm gonna get old too. Yeah. Like, are my children gonna drop me off at a home too?
Or if I'm there, like, are my children gonna come and like visit me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are they gonna care about me? Or are they gonna be busy? Like that girl said, her father died, and she was like, "Oh, I never came to see him because I was busy, quote unquote busy." No, she just didn't care,
And coming from somebody who grew up with their grandparents their whole life, and it's sad, dude. It's really sad. I think it sucks when you're older, and
I think that's a Latino type of a thing where when your grandparents get too old, they live with you, they come stay with you, and that's something that Alyssa always says, like with her mom when she gets old. She's like, "You're gonna come live with us."
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah. But my brother always talks about my mom. He's like, "I can't wait till you're old enough we can put you in a home."
I hear that
and
a lot.
I was like, oh my, but he's joking, but it's people say that for reals.
Like there's people legitimately be like, and what a lot of people don't know is that for the last month I had an elder woman that was my grandma's friend live with us, and we were helping her out because actually her family Uh,